Hello everybody, welcome to Game 2 of Antimage versus NrGOstoGiy. Antimage has chosen Jungle Basin for his Protoss versus Zerg game, a very standard pick as we saw in NrGOstoGiy versus NrGOstoGiy, where he chose to go for, he chose Jungle Basin, and he went for just this crazy, actually I would say it was a very well planned out build, where he went for cannons in the back of the expansion and denied the natural expansion for the Zerg player, forcing the Zerg to expand into a more vulnerable location. But unfortunately for NrGOstoGiy, he was taken out by NrGOstoGiy, who just came out with some incredible play, just standard macro, but just played it out so well. Antimage down here is going to be spawning at the bottom right of Jungle Basin as the pink Protoss, and in the top left, sticking to purple, is going to be NrGOstoGiy as the Zerg player. And I'm laughing a little bit just because he chooses purple, and he just doesn't let it go. Purple is just the way to be, and a little bit of lag there. Hopefully, if that happens again, I'm probably going to have to remove whoever's lagging, because you never want to have lag in a tournament. But regardless, we do have a probe scout coming across the map here, and the Zerg player is sending his Overlord down, and you can see that the path that he's sending this in, it's going to be able to spot out whether there's anything here, whether there's any proxies along the way, and he's going to be able to see this expansion here, and that's exactly what he wants to see first, is that expansion there, because you can pretty much assume that if there's an expansion there, you know what they're going for, and if there's not an expansion there, you can also assume that they're going to go for probably some kind of standard play. Now it looks like NrGOstoGiy actually on this map, he seems to have this build pretty well worked out, where he goes for the gas pool, 14 pool, 14 gas, 14 gas, 14 pool, and then just kind of works his way from there, gets his speed. He does this on, from what I've seen, quite a few maps actually, and it works pretty well for him, especially against Protoss. He's gonna get his speed, most likely take the drones off of gas once he gets his 100 gas, and then go back into just Zergling production, expand, all that good jazz. And yeah, so on this side of things, on Antimage's side of things, we do have 3 guys on gas, as well as pretty much just standard play. We do have the Cybernetics Core coming down on the front door, creating this choke point, and as you guys saw from earlier games, this is all very, very typical stuff, and we do have the probe denying any expansion that could possibly be coming out for NrGOstoGiy. The Zerglings, of course, having their rally point set directly onto that probe. That probe, unfortunately, his life is definitely going to be for ire in a couple of seconds here, as he is probably going to be picked off by this conga line of Zerglings chasing after him. 2 Zerglings also out on the front here with 6 Zerglings, actually, and as I said, there is the... actually, I'm going to open a tab for you guys to look at. There is the speed coming out for the Zerglings. He's going to be using that just to get that early aggression going down here, and as well we do have Warp Gate technology coming out for the Protoss player. Now the Protoss player does have the option to expand on this map very, very easily, whereas he wouldn't on other maps, and he's got 1 Zealot on the front door, which is going to be able defend this off extremely well. With the Sentry going to be able to back him up, he's also going to be able to defend that even better. So we do have the Chrono Boost going off on the Warp Gate technology, and what these Zerglings are doing actually is they're attacking this gateway to try to bait out this Zealot to try and go to attack him, and he's just going to loop around there. But as I said, with this Sentry out, he's going to be able to defend absolutely fine, taking a small bit of damage on the Zerglings, but with the mindset, with the ability to control and the ability to pay attention to what's going on, he's going to be able to defend that. And with this Sentry now going to be looping around back, the Sentry from the front door looping around back, just sensing. These players are so good at what they do. They absolutely know when all the timings are going to fit, and you can see here that actually both these players expanding at relatively the same time. The Zerg player expanding slightly earlier, but I will argue, in fact, that just based on the way that the matchup works, I would actually argue that the Protoss player is going to be slightly ahead. I do believe that with these destructible rocks, you can actually place a Zergling right there, but only there, and these sentries actually won't be able to hit you, but I don't think that's necessarily where Stogie necessarily wants to put all of his focus, and he might actually lose a Zergling there. He does lose one Zergling to that Stalker that just got warped in there. So one Stalker as well as some sentries, Zealots, or what have you. And yeah, as I said, you can place that one Zergling right there, and you're able to hit without sentries hitting you. But the Stalker, on the other hand, with just that slight bit of range, actually, I'm curious as to what it is. The range is 6 on Stalkers, and it is 5 on sentries. So yeah, Stalkers are going to be able to fend that off just fine. We do have this expansion now up and running, and as you can see here, we do have 6 Harvesters ahead for our Zerg player, and he is going to have a slight bit of income advantage over the Protoss player. Both of these players having the 2 gas geysers running, so they're going to be okay. As far as the matchup goes there, they're going to be completely on even terms with that. No extra geysers going up here for Antimage. However, on Astogie's side of things, you do see that there are rather 2 extra extractors going down there. And actually, we do see a significant difference here with, wow, actually going up 16 Harvesters above the Protoss player here. It looks like actually the Protoss player is not actually producing any probes. I don't know if he's just forgetting or what have you, but he's certainly not producing any probes at this point in time, which could be detrimental in the future. But as of right now, he may have a bigger army. If we just take a look at the units tab, he does have, yeah, quite a sizable army advantage right now. He has the exact same amount of Stalkers as, actually has got more Stalkers than Stogie has Zerglings, and just powering drones right now. This could be a mistake, but it also could be a very, very nice timing window for him to be able to push in here. Now that he sees the force pushing out, he might be Stogie might opt to start producing some more attacking units with the Roach worn down. Yeah, that's what you see now is some Roaches in production. I'm just going to open the production tab here. Yeah, you do see 8 Roaches in production, as well as 2 Zerglings and a Spine Crawler. So recognizing the fact that he is behind, but we do see a big push coming in here. The Spine Crawler on the front door, as well as some Roaches, some Queens, sectioning off the Roaches, and Stogie realizes how desperate of a position he is in, and wow, creating a very, very nice arc. They're going to be able to pick off all these drones, as well as the Roaches are not going to be able to have a very nice range to be able to shoot over those walls. And wow, Spine Crawler goes down here. Super sexy timing push here. A very nice force field as well, being able to pick off all the Roaches that come out on the top here, as well as get the high ground advantage on these Roaches. So the Roaches are going to be not able to reinforce from this bottom base here, and I believe there are still some sentries. Yeah, sentries with a ton of energy going to be able to put force fields down, and yeah, second force field there going down, missing with the first one, and Stogie GG's. An epic game actually coming out from Antimage, and Stogie goes down. So very nice game there, very nice timing push from Antimage. GG. I will see you guys in set 3. Great games coming out thus far.